Hi. Back in the 90s, humanity was graced with the Dodge Neon, and it was truly one of the cars of all time, and it existed for a while, and then eventually Dodge put in a turbo 4-cylinder and called it the SRT4, and I had a version of that, except it was uglier, and it was a PT Cruiser, but it sounded good.
Nothing. Worthless beef.
Fast forward to earlier this year, I was browsing Facebook Marketplace, doom scrolling as you usually do, and I saw a Dodge Dart manual, not running. So naturally, I bought it for $1,300, and the selling dealership even dropped it off for me. How about that? Grimes and I both knew exactly why this car wasn't running, so he came over and we gave a shot at fixing it for free.
Oh, there's the problem. The 710 cap is on upside down.
Turns out these cars have a system called multi-air, which is like BMW Valvetronic, but a lot worse because the engines will just lose compression for no reason, but you can get it back just by taking a syringe full of oil and putting it in a hole under the oil cap and repriming the system, and then the engine will run again. In theory, this problem is extremely common on all multi-air engines and is often misdiagnosed as a broken timing belt, which is what the selling dealer told me was the problem with this car. It's usually caused by sitting for too long and using non-OEM oil filters.
Oh, it's sort of...
Right, start it. Oh.
Well, hey, this will be the first time we actually see it, see everything light up. The dashboard's working.
Yeah.
Finally. Hey!
Screen's good.
Yeah! When this had a dead battery, none of this was... Oh, hang on, we gotta make sure to accept. Oh, adult hits. That's spousal abuse.
Oh, that's right.
It has compression.
Yep. I've got,
Yeah, flood, Okay. Well, I think another one of those and it might...
yeah.
Oh! Free fix, boy!
That was suspiciously easy.
Yeah.
And no check engine lights.
It was rough for half a second. Dude, there's so much fuel from people cranking it without doing flood clear.
Oh, I can smell it.
Yeah, it reeks.
That actually sounds good.
Yeah, no, $1,200 car. Holy crap.
It was $1,300.
$1,300.
Delivered.
This
to
is
your driveway.
this is newer than anything either of us have ever had, isn't it?
And they all work!
Wow.
I bet when this thing was rear-ended, they replaced that panel.
And there you have it. For $1,300, we bought a car, and then for $0, we took a car and got it running. And that would be the end of the video, but if you look at the playtime, there's still a lot of video left.
Compact car versus compact car.
But the other issues with this car aren't related to the multi-air problem that was keeping it from running in the first place, so I'm gonna stick to my story that we fixed this car for free. Other issues notwithstanding. But before we could even discover those other issues, Tyler obviously had to take it for a spin around the block.
How is?
His car.
Oh, hey, backup camera? Wow, you can see all of the nothing that's behind us.
Yeah.
Honestly, the interior isn't all that ragged out.
Looking at the condition of the bodywork, do you think this was driven by a car enthusiast? I would venture to guess no.
Yeah, much ass, less enthused. Oh, it's slipping.
That was some mighty clutch slip there.
Yeah, damn it.
Oh boy. That is an excellent license plate. Oh no, it's another Turbo Chrysler product we have to pull a trans on.
This one's easier.
I hope so. You gotta show this Ford Focus SE who's boss.
His transmission's probably slipping too.
Tyler, we're losing. We're losing Tyler. You're not beating the Ford Focus SE.
I'm doing my damnedest.
I hate these AC controls though. There's no way to choose where it comes from, except for going through the touchscreen.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's fine.
The headliner's doing a little bit of a whoop-de-doo.
Is it?
Yeah, right above you.
One Rock Auto clutch kit later, and Tyler took the car up to the wonderful Wizard of South Newton to put the new clutch in. I was out of town, so I didn't participate.
Alright, well, she's out. And I have the clutch in my hand. So, looks like this one's the OEM. So, I was initially really concerned. As you can see, there's some oil contamination going on in here. And this kind of bugs me. If the dual mass flywheel is failing, could be causing the clutch to contact the inside of the transmission. Unfortunately, I don't have a new dual mass flywheel. I don't know if I can even get one. We're just gonna YOLO it back in there with a new clutch. So this one was pretty worn down, not too bad. Doesn't look like it's oil contaminated, luckily. So no worries on that. Almost to the rivets, and you can see where it was slipping pretty badly. So we're gonna do a homebrew resurface on that and throw it back together. But that's all I can do for right now. It's time for lunch, and I've got a party to attend to. Wizard's million subscriber party, so that should be fun. So this is the Clutchmasters FX100 kit. It was actually cheaper than OEM, and they claim that these have a slightly higher clamping force, and that's all in the pressure plate, because when I opened it up and looked at the clutch disc, this is an OEM Chrysler clutch disc made by Luke. So cool for that. We know that one lasted 150,000 miles. May have been with somebody not quite as skilled at driving manual. So who knows? But yeah, so got the pressure plate here. I'm gonna go ahead and get both of those mounted back up, and went ahead and cleaned the flywheel up best I could. I didn't want to be too aggressive with it. Should be fine. Don't do what I did. If you genuinely care, this one's just going to be a daily beater, and I've had success just cleaning these up a little bit. I didn't want to go too deep, but just enough surface roughness to give it some bite. Transmission's over there. I'm gonna go ahead and clean out the bell housing a little bit, clean all of that up. And I talked to my friend Tyler Potter. He's a Fiat Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep tech, and he said that these dual mass flywheels are actually supposed to have a little bit of play in them. So we're good there. So no longer concerned about that. And we're gonna throw this back together just as it is. I have a new rear mount coming from the parts store, so we'll throw that in as well. And while we're in here, I'm gonna clean up some of this greasy, nasty mess. Throwout bearing seems to rotate, not make any noise, so we're gonna leave that alone. Slave cylinder seems to be okay. We're just gonna let that be. I did not record my frustration with that brand new clutch kit not fitting. It lines up with all the bolt holes, but the alignment dowel holes are wrong. So update. Brain 0. Brand new pressure plate 1. Still have to put the clutch disc in there, but I went ahead and made it up. But you can see that alignment dowel, and that one are all in. I threw the bolts on and cinched it up a little bit, and it worked. So we've got everything back together. I just threw the battery in. Still have to throw the wheels on and the fender liner and the splash guard, but everything else all installed. All the mounts are up. Everything's hooked back up. Batteries in it. Did bleed the clutch and replace the fluid in the reservoir. I'll flush the system later. And yeah, so we're getting ready to start it. All right, you want to put it in first. Let the clutch out. Is it running? Come up a little bit on speed. Yeah.
Greetings.
Hello.
It runs.
It does, and it even moves.
It does.
And it makes a lot of noises from the suspension and other components.
Well, I checked all of that out. The bushings seem worn.
I imagine my surprise.
But nothing is going to fall off.
Generally ideal.
Yeah. So, it drives.
Yay! Oh, I noticed we have a check engine light now. Did we have a check engine light before?
No.
That's new, okay.
But as I was driving it, I noticed that the cruise control would intermittently not work. Fulfillment's working now.
It knew we were coming.
Yeah. And I did a little bit of research. I hadn't actually scanned for codes or anything. And apparently these, when you get a PO299 pending, which is turbocharger underboost, it will cause the cruise control not to work. It won't go into a ready state. So, check engine light came on. I highly suspect that it's PO299.
So
which,
underboost would be a boost leak or vacuum leak or maybe bad wastegate?
yeah, so common cause is the boost control solenoid, and that's $50. So that's where I'm gonna start.
I'm shocked. How many noises this makes? It still feels cromulent.
Yeah, it's good. It drives nice on the highway. It's better when the cruise control actually works. I'm not sure why I went this way. Muscle memory, I guess. I just wanted to hit that bump and highlight how bad it was.
Okay, so we've got the diagnostic report pulled up here. I'll have it on the screen as well. Looks like we've got 37 codes.
Yeah, but how many in the PCM? That's what we care about.
We got 4 PCM, 6 BCM, and everything else, you know, SRS, you don't need that. A lot of HVAC, a lot of radio faults, but let's see here. Invalid data from cruise module, speed control switch, evap system, small leak, and hey look, PO299, turbocharger under boost. And then we've got the license plate lamp, which, yeah, it's been replaced with like Tractor Supply Company parts. Signal invalid, CAN bus error, signal voltage above allowable range. This has a bunch of codes from us jump starting the car, basically.
Yeah, a lot of them are voltage related.
Yeah, voltage above, voltage below, communication lost, battery voltage circuit open. Yeah, we did change a battery. Thanks for letting us know. There's really only 2 codes here that matter. Everything else should go away once cleared. So
yep.
I guess we'll clear them and see what comes back probably in the next video. But for now, this thing is cromulent transportation-ish. I mean, underboost, so it's not going to be very fast. But I want to drive this thing. Oh God, hang on.
There's
what in the hell?
There's various crud on surfaces.
And, how does that even? Who be gripping?
They're doing this. They're driving just like this, and the tips of their fingers are hanging out on here. I probably shouldn't touch this. I'm probably gonna get cancer.
Oh, did you fix the? Did you fix the remote?
Yeah. So.
New battery?
No. It wasn't a new battery.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a FCA product, so it failed in spectacular Wait, did you just rip it? What the?
I just popped it apart.
Okay.
Oh, they press fit.
They just do that?
But all these little silver discs here.
You fixed it with Scotch tape.
Yeah, that's all I had. It works. They were all in the bottom of the remote.
Sick.
So I just put them back in place.
They're like not bonded at all. Usually they're attached with like one tack to the.
Yeah, usually
they're like spot welded.
A lot of them I've seen, they just have like this plastic film over them, and
like Scotch tape.
Like Scotch tape. We'll see how long this lasts, but I mean.
So are these 3 unpopulated positions? Okay, yeah, they're just nothing on that one.
Yep.
It's probably like remote start and I forgot I am short. There we go. Wow.
Jake adjusting the seat.
Step 1, put it all the way forward. Gosh, that is a light clutch. Clutch feels really good, almost like it's new.
You don't say?
It's a Hyundai Elantra that's bullying me right now. All right, let's see what she's got.
Not much. Second gear's got a little bit.
I like the power delivery. There's a nice turbo bump.
Yeah.
It's
right about 3,000 RPMs.
Yeah, it kind of kicks in. That's enjoyable. It's slow as dirt, but it's enjoyable. At least it's not slow as dirt and boring like the Ranger's acceleration.
So yeah, this thing does still need tires. When I had everything out, I ended up having to remove the lower control arms. The driver's side control arm has not been replaced, and the ball joint's a little bit loose. And it's got whatever quality sway bar end links up front, but the front struts have been done. They're quick struts, but
unexpected.
Right. Yeah, outside of that, rear shock, one of them I think is leaking. It's the driver's rear. And it needs engine mounts.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, the torque mount is completely obliterated. Yeah, it does turbo things.
You know, maybe it's not as slow as I thought. That's actually,
Yeah, about 32nd gear. I think this probably has a torque limiting in first gear like the PT Cruiser did.
yeah.
Which makes sense because these C635 transmissions, even though they're a 6-speed, they're not grand.
If you
Oh,
keep,
you have way more faith in this suspension than I do. Oh God. Waiting for us to understeer right into a house. Cue Tyler visibly uncomfortable here. I like race cars. I don't like non-race cars.
honestly,
That body roll is bad.
it's not. It's actually pretty well, roll isn't the enemy. Sloppy roll is the enemy, and that actually felt really composed.
It doesn't wallow.
No. There's a little bump at 4,000 and another little bump at 5,000. This kind of goes back to my whole there are no bad cars anymore thing, where, you know, back in the 90s, a base model car was an absolutely miserable death trap. You got no safety features, you got no convenience features. Here we sit in what is ostensibly a base model economy car from 2012. We have air conditioning, a decent sound system, cruise control, airbags everywhere. We can talk to each other. You can hear me talking, and it gets good fuel economy. The exception to this is the Nissan Versa and the Versa Note. Those somehow managed to still feel like 90s crap cans, and I don't know how they did it. But this would have been a luxury car in, 2001.
Well, what do you think, Jake?
I think it's car.
It is certainly car.
Here's the really sad part. As of this moment, I would almost rather daily this than the E46, which has the world's most annoying exhaust, warped rotors, and needs a bunch of front suspension work. And at this moment, this is actually more appealing than any of those, which, as the notorious BMW fanboy I am, should be a pretty big
Should be a gauge for
compliment.
how good this is.
Yeah.
I will attest to that.
No, this is very good transportation. I wish I could recommend it to people. I just fear that the little Italian quirks, like you have to have the oil change with an OEM filter or equivalent, and you can't let it sit for a long time, are enough to potentially cause problems for people.
Yeah.
Because, how is an on-car person going to know what is and isn't an OEM filter and who's going to give it to them? You're stuck doing oil changes at a dealership if you're a normal person.
Yep.
And not letting it sit, that's more reasonable. Just start the damn thing every week at least.
Mm-hmm.
For most people, a cheap car like this is going to be their only car, so that's a pretty reasonable expectation. But so now the question becomes, how much of this do we fix? And what do we modify?
Comment below.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind being able to hear the turbo. Thanks for watching.